Before previewing this video, please make sure that you've already looked at the parent function videos and you've already looked at videos that describe how the vertical stretch or shrink will occur along with the horizontal compression or expansion will occur. In this example, we're going to cover kind of our ugliest type of problem. Because now whenever I'm looking at our example here, I see that not only do I have an A value, but I actually have a negative A value. You got to think about what that's doing. And also, I see that I have a B value, but it's pi. Pretty ugly to think about at first. But also, we see that now we've jumped from sine and have started working with cosine. So anytime I'm doing these, I'm going to set up and start off with a mental picture. So if I'm thinking about this graph, here's what's going through my head. I see that it's cosine, so that tells me I'm going to start either at a max or a min. Since my A value is negative, that's going to tell me I'm going to start at a minimum value. And then from here, anytime I see a pi in the numerator of my B value, that tells me that my interval will actually be nice, pretty numbers, for lack of better words. And my graph is then going to look like this. Since I'm to graph a negative version of the period and a positive version of the period. So that's what I'm envisioning here right now. All right. Now let's think about how to get the actual point. So we're going to go and we're going to set up our y-axis again using the A value of 4. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. Down 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's my y-axis. Check it off. That's set up. The period's next. The period is equal to 2 pi divided by b, which is pi. So at first, that looks kind of nasty being in there, but it actually does us a favor because now those pi's reduce and we're just left with a nice pretty period of 2. So that's going to tell me that I should repeat once I've gone a distance of 2 and over to negative 2. Now, we're going to use that rule of 4s to kind of determine what we're going to count by. So our period is 2 divided by 4. We always divide by 4 to determine our interval. That's going to tell us we're counting by a half. So every 2 marks for me is going to be a half. So this is 1 half, 1, 1 and 1 half, 2. Negative a half, negative 1, negative 3 halves, negative 2. So you can see I can mark every interval if I wanted to, or in this case, since I was counting by halves, I just put the values in for their given integer values. All right, so I have done the first 3 steps. Now it's plot and confirm the points. Well, again, if we understand that we're starting off with cosine, so I have f of 0 of negative 4 cosine pi x. So again, I replace x with 0. So now what that gives me is I have negative 4 cosine of 0. Cosine of 0 is actually equal to 1. So that gives me a value of negative 4. So my graph is going to start off at negative 4, which again is what I predicted in my original thought. Now what's really nice about this is I know negative 4 is my minimum value. So if that's the bottom of my period, I can only go up to my next critical value, which is going to be the middle point at a half. Then I'll go to the maximum, back to the middle, down to the minimum. So there's my right side. And again, since I'm at the minimum, I'm going to go to the middle, to the max, to the middle, to the min. And now I can see that what I thought was going to happen actually happened in this case. And the key here is given that since it was cosine, whenever I look at the y-axis, I can see that I'm starting at a max or min, which in this case is a minimum because my A value was a minimum.